they left her behind. In the deadliest part of the zone, the place no one dared to cross. The moment everything went wrong, she was the one they abandoned. Their survival hanging in the balance while they vanished into the shadows. But she didn't give up, alone. Trapped in a kill zone where danger lurked in every corner, she fought through fear and pain. Driven by something no one else understood. This story isn't just about survival. It's about betrayal, courage, and the unexpected strength that rises when all hope seems lost. The people who turned their backs on her never imagined she'd come back. And not just come back, but come back with something that could change everything. They thought leaving her was the end. But it was only the beginning. At the heart of this story is a young woman who refused to be a victim. She carries more than just scars. She carries the key to their escape, a map no one else had. A map that could mean the difference between life and death. But why did they abandon her in the first place? What secrets does this map hold? And what will happen when she confronts those who left her to face the kill zone alone? As the tension builds and the shadows close in, the lines between friend and foe blur. Trust is fragile, and every step forward could lead to safety or destruction. This isn't just a tale of revenge. It's a fight for redemption and survival. In a world where no one is safe, stay with me as we dive deeper into this thrilling story. You won't believe what happens when she finally shows up carrying their only hope of escape. But will it be enough? The answer is coming next, and it's not what anyone expects. They called her reckless, a liability, someone too stubborn to follow orders. But those who judged her never saw what she saw in that kill zone. It's a place where shadows stretched longer than the day and silence could be louder than gunfire. The team's mission was clear: cross the dangerous territory, find the safe route, and get out before the enemy closed in. But things fell apart faster than anyone could imagine. She was the one who found the map first. Hidden under layers of dirt and cracked glass inside an old, forgotten building, its edges torn, but the lines still clear. It wasn't just a map. It was their only chance to escape alive. But instead of sharing it with the team, fear took over. Some thought it was a trap. Others thought she was hiding something. And when the ambush came, the chaos made it easy to leave her behind. Now, no one knew if she was alive or dead. Rumors spread like wildfire. Some said she'd been caught, others that she'd disappeared forever. But the truth was far more complicated. Every step she took, every narrow escape, shaped her into someone they could never have expected. Alone, she learned the kill zone's secrets: where to hide, when to move, and how to survive the impossible. As the days turned to nights, the map became more than paper, was a symbol of hope, betrayal, and survival. But why had the others abandoned her? Was it fear, selfishness, or something darker? And now that she's back carrying that map, what will happen when she faces the team again? The story isn't just about the map or the kill zone. It's about trust shattered and tested in the worst moments. The danger isn't over, and every moment brings a new threat. This isn't just a fight to escape. It's a fight to find out who she really is, and whether those who left her behind deserve to survive too. She hadn't expected to see them again. The faces that once called her friend now looked away, filled with a mix of guilt and fear. But she wasn't the same person they left in the kill zone. Every moment alone had changed her, taught her how to survive when no one was coming to help. The map she held wasn't just a way out. It was proof that she had been right all along, the only one who saw a path through the chaos. The others were desperate. They needed that map more than ever. The danger surrounding them was closing in fast: hostile forces, unpredictable terrain, and the ticking clock of their own mistakes. But trust had been broken. Some whispered that she had hidden the map on purpose, that she wanted to make them pay for leaving her behind. Others feared what she might do now that she was back, carrying their only hope. Meanwhile, there was something deeper stirring among the group. Old rivalries resurfaced, secrets began to unravel, and everyone wondered who was really to blame for the disaster in the kill zone. One member quietly questioned if their leader's decisions had doomed them all, while another wrestled with their own guilt for abandoning her. The lines between friend and enemy blurred with every passing minute. She kept her eyes on the pricey escape route drawn on the fragile paper. But every step forward brought new challenges, hidden traps, dwindling supplies, and the constant shadow of betrayal. She wondered if forgiveness was even possible, or if this mission had become something darker, a fight, not just for survival, but for justice. As tensions rose and the team's fragile alliance cracked, one thing was certain: no one could predict what would happen next. The kill zone held its breath, waiting to see if they would escape or become lost to it forever. Every step they took deeper into the kill zone felt heavier, as if the shadows themselves were closing in to swallow them whole. Fragile and worn was clutched tightly in her hands, its lines etched into her memory. But it wasn't just the physical dangers that threatened them anymore. It was the growing tension within the group. Whispers behind backs, sideways glances, and words left unsaid filled the air like a storm about to break. She could see it in their eyes, the mix of fear and doubt. Some wanted to believe she was still the ally they once knew, but others saw her as a reminder of their worst failure. The team was fractured, and the kill zone showed no mercy to those who hesitated. Every wrong turn could mean the end, and every moment wasted arguing put them closer to disaster. Then came the signs that they weren't alone. The distant crack of a twig, the faint rustle in the underbrush, each sound raised the stakes higher. The enemy was closing in, smarter and more ruthless than before. The map was their only hope to find the safe path out, but trust was slipping away with every heartbeat. She tried to hold the team together, to remind them why they needed to survive, but old wounds ran deep. Betrayals from the past mixed with fear of the unknown, threatening to tear them apart before they could even reach the escape. Some questioned if it was worth it, if the map was real or just another trap laid by fate. The air was thick with tension as they approached the most dangerous part of the zone, the place where so many had fallen before. The ground was littered with reminders of failure, and every shadow seemed to hide an enemy ready to strike. The countdown was on, and the team had to decide: trust the woman they abandoned, or face the kill zone alone. Nothing felt certain anymore, except that the next moments would change everything. Just when it seemed the tension had reached its peak, something unexpected shattered the fragile calm. As they neared the edge of the kill zone, the map, her most trusted guide, revealed a devastating secret. The path they thought was the way out was no longer safe. What had once been a clear escape route was now a deadly trap, marked by recent signs of enemy activity. Someone had changed the landscape behind their backs, turning hope into a new nightmare. The realization hit the group hard. The betrayal wasn't just an abandoning hurt, ran deeper, woven into the very plan they relied on. Questions erupted like gunfire. Who had altered the map? Was it a double agent within their ranks, or an enemy watching their every move? The cracks in their trust widened, and fear turned to paranoia. She held the map tighter, her mind racing to piece together the truth. Every glance at her former teammates showed doubt and suspicion, none more than the leader, whose calm now seemed forced. Was he hiding something? Had he known about the change and still sent them all into danger? The lines between friend and foe blurred so much that no one could tell who to trust anymore, as the enemy closed in faster than anyone expected. The team faced a harsh new reality. Survival depended not just on escaping the kill zone, but uncovering who betrayed them. The stakes had never been higher. With every step forward, They moved closer to a breaking point where their fractured loyalty and the deadly terrain could destroy them all. In this moment, it became clear escaping was no longer just about following a map. It was about surviving. The web of lies and deceit wrapped tightly around them. And the question that haunted everyone was whether any of them would make it out alive. As the group stood on the edge of the kill zone, tension crackling in the air, the truth finally surfaced in a burst of raw emotion. The leader, whose steady voice had guided them through so much, stepped forward with a heavy confession. He hadn't just known about the altered map, he had changed it himself. The mission had never been what they believed. The team was a pawn in a larger game, set up to fail from the start. His betrayal cut deeper than any enemy bullet. The woman who had been abandoned stared at him, the weight of all those days alone settling on her shoulders. Yet, instead of breaking, she stood taller, her grip tightening on the real escape route she'd secretly memorized. The map wasn't the whole story. She had uncovered a hidden path, one they'd all overlooked. It was risky, uncharted, but it was their only chance. Chaos erupted as the enemy's presence grew louder, footsteps closing in like thunder. The team had no choice but to trust her or be trapped forever. Old wounds flared, but survival demanded they move as one. They plunged into the unknown path, the terrain shifting beneath their feet, every shadow a threat. The adrenaline pushed them forward, hearts pounding with a mix of fear and hope. Just when it seemed they might make it out, a sudden explosion shattered the night, splitting the team. In the chaos, the woman vanished, disappeared without a trace, leaving behind only the faintest whisper of the map's real secret. The others were left scrambling, unsure if she was lost or leading them to salvation. The kill zone had claimed many, but this story was far from over. The betrayal, the escape, and the mystery of her disappearance set the stage for what came next, because sometimes survival is only the beginning of the fight. In the silence that followed the explosion, the team was scattered and broken. Panic threatened to take hold, but the woman's voice cut through the chaos, steady and clear. She had found a narrow path hidden beneath the thick brush, a way out that no one else had noticed. One by one, they regrouped, drawn to her strength and determination, despite all that had happened. The betrayal, the danger, and the fear still lingered, but survival demanded they put it aside. At least for now, as they moved cautiously along the hidden route, the truth about the mission came into sharper focus. The leader's betrayal wasn't just a failure of trust, it was a desperate act to protect something bigger than any of them had imagined. The kill zone was a trap set by powerful forces far beyond their control. Their escape was not just about getting out alive. It was about exposing a truth that others wanted buried. Through the thick tension and narrow escapes, the woman's courage became the team's anchor. Her resilience showed that even when abandoned and left for dead, strength could rise from the darkest moments. The map she carried was more than lines on paper, was a symbol of hope, of fighting back when all seemed lost. When they finally reached the edge of the kill zone, battered but alive, the group understood that survival was only the first step. The bonds broken in fear could be rebuilt in trust, but only if they chose to face the past honestly. And for her, the one who returned, carrying their escape map, the journey was far from over. This story reminds us that sometimes being left behind is just the beginning of finding your true strength. That hope can be found even in the most dangerous places.